Okay, let's talk about psychic readings. A lot of people think psychic means I have a crystal ball and I can see a predestined future. That is not what happens. It's not what I do. Psychic in this sense means I'm reading your soul. I'm reading you. I am not turning my attention to the spirit world and reading somebody who's already passed away. So psychic is really just what's going on in your life right now. Why get a psychic reading? So a good psychic reading will give you guidance on in several ways. One could be, what is some part of you that's really deeply hidden that might be trying to come out? What is a good deep desire that is ready to be developed and expressed in your soul? But it could also be, what are some, I'm going to say bad habits. What are some patterns of behavior that have probably worked for you in the past, worked for you while you were a kid, got you to where you are now, but you're kind of done with it. It's ready to be wrapped up and ready for maybe that energy to be moved into something different. So what that means in real life is, how are we acting with our family that maybe doesn't serve us anymore? How are we acting at work that maybe doesn't serve us anymore? Maybe our jobs don't serve us anymore. Maybe our really significant relationships need to be changed. So that's the type of stuff that's going to come up in a psychic reading. And sometimes it's everything is working fine, and yet you don't feel right. You don't feel fulfilled. You don't feel, you're like, I can't get my finger on what I'm supposed to be doing next. I will tell you from personal experience, every time I get a good psychic reading, which I've only had twice, it's nothing about the quality of the readings. It's just that once you get your marching orders, you don't need another psychic reading for another couple of years. But once you've really gotten the core of what you need to work on and what you need to change in your life, it's hard. It's going to make you feel petrified. It's going to make, not petrified in a bad way, but petrified in a way of oh my gosh, I actually have to step out of my comfort zone. But if that's coming up in a reading, if that's something that your soul's wanting to express, maybe it's time for you to step out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's time for you to really make a radical change in your life. And so I just want to acknowledge that can be really scary in a good way. I've been there. Here's what a psychic reading will not do, at least with me. I am not going to give you predictions about what will happen. So a lot of times folks will say, will I do that in the future? I don't know. Will you? It's up to you what you do with your life. Will he do that? Will she do that? Will my kids do this? I don't know. It's up to them. So we're all free-willed divine beings. We all have the capacity to do what our soul is really wanting to express. Now, whether we act on that or not, it's up to each one of us as individuals. So in terms of what's going to happen that's out of your control, that's not something that I read. What can happen that is perfectly within your control or within your ability is something I can read and encourage you on, or encourage you that you've kind of finished with this level of experience and you're ready to move on to something else. This no longer serves you. A lot of times a great psychic reading will validate what you already know deep in your heart to be true. So there might be an aspect of yourself that for whatever reason, the world, your family, your romantic partners have disavowed, or some part of you has been shoved down, and a psychic reading will bring that up and will be maybe it's time for you to really express this part of yourself and validate a deep desire within you and give you courage to move forward. A lot of folks come with health questions. I am not a medical expert. I have no medical training and no medical background. And honestly, if you were coming for a health issue, aside from obviously needing to go see a licensed medical professional, I would not go to I would not bring health issues that are physical in nature to any psychic who does not have a pretty substantial medical background. And I'm not just saying that for ethical reasons. I'm literally saying just as a knowledge based, as a human being, there are people out there who have a natural knack for medical intuition. Like they really understand the way the body works on a physical level. That's not what I do. I understand very deeply emotional issues. I understand psychological issues. I understand mental issues, but I don't understand, like, health is not my thing. So if you've had a diagnosis, I can't give you a sense of what's going to happen with that or anything about that. So that needs to be loud and clear. I think I think that's it. There'll be some more videos about really specific topics. I will end with saying that there's two in terms of a psychic level, there are two areas that I am just because of my lived experience that I have just natural ability for on top of the psychic stuff. And one is business and entrepreneurship. And there are certain industries that I really know very well. So I know that when you're stuck in life and it has to do with your relationship or your family or your job, I'm good at helping you see how to get out of that, but I can't do that work for you. So I might give you some hard tasks, but you have to go home and do it for yourself. But I really understand business. I really understand the energy of a business. I really understand the energy of entrepreneurship. I get everything from the idea phase to marketing, sales to the money phase. It's just something because of my background I really understand very well. Same with relationships. So all right. If you think I'm a right fit, I look forward to seeing you.